In the quiet town of Clearwater Ridge, the trial of 27-year-old Olivia Hartman had already drawn national attention. A young nurse with a spotless record, she was accused of murdering her fiancé, Evan Morrow, a beloved paramedic found dead in their apartment under suspicious circumstances. Prosecutors alleged poisoning. Olivia insisted it was a medical emergency gone wrong. But from the moment she stepped into the courtroom, one thing overshadowed every detail of the case. She showed no emotion, no grief, no panic, no tears. Her face remained eerily calm, stoic, unreadable, almost detached. Reporters whispered, jurors watched, the public speculated, and behind the scenes, investigators wondered whether her lack of reaction meant cold-blooded guilt or something far more complicated. At first, the prosecution believed they had everything they needed: digital searches, conflicting statements, and an engagement full of secrets. But the puzzle pieces didn't fully align. Olivia's timeline had gaps, yes, but so did Evan's. On the fourth day of trial, the prosecutor played the 911 call. Evan gasping for air, Olivia sounding strangely composed. A cold silence filled the courtroom. Still, she didn't flinch. But then came the moment no one expected. A private investigator, hired by the defense, stepped forward with a sealed flash drive, evidence found 2 weeks earlier, but dismissed as unrelated. On it were encrypted files pulled from Evan's old work laptop. The judge allowed a short recess. When court resumed, everything changed. The lead detective re-entered with a grim face. He whispered to the prosecutor. The prosecutor stiffened. The judge leaned forward, confused. Olivia just stared ahead, hands folded neatly. Then the prosecutor stood and made a stunning announcement. New evidence has come to light. We need to pause these proceedings. Gasps echoed across the room. The jury exchanged nervous glances. Olivia's attorney smirked for the first time. Still, Olivia remained stone-faced. For the public watching live, it felt like the truth was finally pressing through the cracks. Something had been missed. Something big. Something that would turn the entire case inside out. And as cameras zoomed in on Olivia's expressionless face, one thought flashed across every viewer's mind. What did she already know? Because the evidence found on that flash drive wouldn't just change the trial, it would destroy everything investigators thought they understood about the night Evan died. And when the truth finally surfaced, it wouldn't be Olivia's stoicism that shocked the world. It would be Evan's secret, the one he died trying to hide. The courtroom emptied for the day, but the tension clung to the air like smoke. Reporters scrambled to predict what the newly discovered evidence might contain. Social media exploded with theories. Everything from secret affairs to undercover investigations gone wrong. But no one outside the closed-door meeting truly knew what the flash drive held. Inside the judge's chambers, investigators, attorneys, and digital forensics experts gathered around a conference table. They opened the encrypted files one by one. Photos, messages, logs, documents Evan had hidden under layers of passwords. Every face in the room tightened. The first document revealed a private bank account Evan never told Olivia about. The next uncovered a series of large cash deposits spanning 2 years, far beyond what a paramedic's salary could explain. And then something even stranger. A list of names, dates, and case numbers. Patients Evan had helped rescue from overdose scenes. Except several names were crossed out, followed by payments recorded in Evan's hidden ledger. The pattern was unmistakable. Someone had been paying Evan thousands after certain overdose victims didn't make it. The prosecutor whispered, This suggests he was involved in something criminal. But the digital forensic analyst shook his head. "It's more than that," he said quietly. He rotated the laptop toward the group. On the screen was a folder labeled Harper Files, time-stamped 3 months before Evan's death. Inside were recorded calls, emails, and field notes. Documents linking a clandestine local ring distributing synthetic opioids to shift workers and college students. The ringleader's code name, Harper. The group stared at each other in stunned silence. The defense attorney finally spoke. "So, Evan was investigating someone, or working for someone?" The prosecutor clenched his jaw. "Either way, this changes everything." Meanwhile, outside the courthouse, Olivia walked through the crowd with the same blank stare, unaffected, unreadable. Camera flashes burst around her, but not a single flicker crossed her face. To the world, she seemed guilty. To the detectives now re-evaluating the evidence, she suddenly seemed like a woman who knew more than she'd ever said. That night, at 11:42 p.m., the lead detective, Maria Brennan, sat alone in her office, studying Evan's secret ledger. She scribbled notes, highlighting a specific name that appeared 4 times, C. Harper. But there was one entry that froze her breath. A final, handwritten line in Evan's personal notes. "If anything happens to me, check Olivia's phone." Detective Brennan's eyes widened. Why would Evan want them to see Olivia's phone? What had he discovered? And why had Olivia been so calm this entire time? Brennan grabbed her coat, ready to seize the phone before anyone could destroy evidence. But before she could leave, her office lights flickered. Her computer screen went black. And in the reflection of the dark monitor, she saw someone standing in the doorway behind her. Detective Maria Brennan spun around, heart pounding. But the figure in the doorway stepped into the light, revealing herself. It was Officer Dana Collins, one of the courthouse deputies assigned to Olivia Hartman's case. "Jesus, Dana," Brennan exhaled. "You scared me. What are you doing here?" Dana's face looked unusually pale. We need to talk. About Olivia." Brennan stiffened. "What about her?" Dana stepped farther in, closing the door behind her. "She asked to make a phone call after court today, but I overheard something she said, and I didn't know what to do with it." Brennan frowned. "What did she say?" Dana swallowed hard. "She told the person on the phone, 'It's done. They found the drive. Stop contacting me.'" Brennan stared at her, stunned. Did she identify who she was talking to? No, but she sounded relieved. Relieved, not scared, not scrambling, just relieved. Brennan's eyes drifted back to Evan's final message. Check Olivia's phone. Something wasn't adding up. Olivia was either neck-deep in something criminal or sitting on a secret so dangerous her emotions had simply shut off. Before Brennan could question Dana further, her phone buzzed with a new notification. A message from the Digital Forensics Lab. "Urgent. You need to see this." Brennan and Dana rushed to the lab, where technician Morris Klein waited with a grim expression. "We cracked the rest of the flash drive files," he said. "There's more." He clicked open a final folder, one that hadn't existed an hour earlier. It had appeared after the system finished decrypting an unseen subdirectory. The folder's title, Olivia, Do Not Open. Brennan felt her stomach twist. Klein clicked anyway. Inside were dozens of images. Not of Evan, of Olivia. Surveillance-style photos taken from a distance, at a coffee shop, leaving work, grocery shopping, sitting at a bus stop. Some taken in daylight, others in the early morning. A few shot through the windows of her apartment. Dana whispered, horrified. Someone was following her. Then came the last photo, the most chilling. Olivia, asleep in bed. The camera angle only made sense if the photographer was inside the apartment. Brennan felt the blood drain from her face. This isn't Olivia stalking someone. Someone was stalking her. Klein nodded. And there's something else. He opened a text file located beneath the photos. The file contained one sentence, typed in bold. She knows. The room fell silent. Who wrote this? Brennan demanded. Klein's jaw tightened. Metadata traces back to the same encrypted key Evan used, but the timestamp is from the night he died. Brennan reeled. Evan knew Olivia was being watched. He knew someone dangerous was closing in. But before they could process the implications, the lab's overhead lights flickered twice before shutting off entirely. The room plunged into darkness. Klein cursed under his breath. What the hell? A generator kicked on, bathing the room in a dim red glow. And in that glow, Brennan noticed something chilling. The screen of the decrypted laptop had changed. A new message was now displayed across the monitor. A message that had not been there a second ago. Stop digging. Brennan's breath hitched. Is this some kind of malware? No, Klein whispered. Someone is in the system. Right now. Dana stepped back, voice shaking. Then they know we've seen the files. They know we're on to them. Brennan grabbed her phone. We need to get Olivia's device before... But her phone buzzed with a fresh text alert before she could finish. Unknown number, no name, no sender history. Just one message. You're too late. Brennan froze. Dana whispered, Detective, what does that mean? But Brennan didn't answer because she already knew. Someone out there was one step ahead of them, watching their moves, controlling the game, and they had just made their first move back.